Blessed love, I am the Honorable Priest Isaac. I am an official priest within the realms of Rastafari of the Ethiopia-Africa Black International Congress. I also hold a certification in the craft of ARCHAEOASTRONOMY from Politecnico di Milano in Italy. Our universe and its makeup has always been an intriguing subject for humankind. Astronomy is the study of everything in the universe beyond the Earth's atmosphere. Ancient astronomy is similar, but pays special attention to the physical and spiritual values of stars, planets, moons, and other celestial objects. It also brings in the terrestrial component, being things on an earthly plane, such as plants, human organs, and connects them to the heavenly bodies. In this course, you will learn the makeup of various planets and stars, how to locate them in the night sky, along with their associated constellations. You will also be taught about the earliest civilizations known for their astronomical comprehension, namely Kush, also known as ancient Ethiopia, Kemet, called Egypt today, the Dogons, and the Bozos, as well as the civilization of Sumer. You will also learn about black holes, their nature and origin, as well as how the ancients viewed them. Ancient astronomy is the mother of archaeoastronomy and astrotheology. Both subject areas are covered by the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge. Sign up today. Visit our website, priestisaacinstitute.com, or email us, priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com, for more information.
When I am dead, wrap the mantle of the red, the black and the green around me, for in the new life I shall rise up with God's grace and blessing to lead the millions of the heights and the triumph that you well know. Look for me in a world when there is storm. Look for me all around you, for with God's grace I shall come back with countless millions of black men and women who have died in America, those who have died in the West Indies, and those who have died in Africa, to aid you in the fight for liberty, freedom, and life.
Yes, Royal Family, blessed love. As always, we definitely give thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life, Emperor Haile Selassie I. The tiger's nest in full effect in your presence, the Honorable Priest Isaac, giving thanks for your presence with us. We definitely welcome you into this zone of joy and zone of happiness. Of course, this is Radio Anu International, the international flavor, the universal spice, stealth media in full effect. And of course, this is revolutionary radio. And family, let me just remind you once again, for those who have been asking, yes, the offer as it relates, listen to me good, the offer as it relates to the Ancient Astronomy course still stands. So that offer from Patreon today, because so many people were interested in the offer and definitely was sad to hear that it was just for one day. We have extended the offer to the end of November. So listen to me, family. You can get the Ancient Astronomy course for only $99 until the end of November. Now listen, I don't know if you understand the depths of the Ancient Astronomy course for sure, if not for yourself, even for your young ones. I mean, even the teenagers, the pre-teens could definitely full joy the Ancient Astronomy course. So this is really an extension from Patreon's Day. And as well, for those who have been showing a strong interest, I really do appreciate love this. Family, let me tell you, I really do appreciate love this. So for those who have been showing a strong interest, yes, you can still make the contribution as it relates to the webathon that we had for Patreon's Day. So the contribution door is still open. And of course, you could definitely check the CashApp or the PayPal, and even those who will see the premiere on the video, the CashApp and the PayPal information is in the description below. So again, remember the webathon was held as it relates to the essay competition, the African History Month essay competition that we do every year, the National African History Month essay competition, and of course, looking to step into another level to the International African History Month essay competition. So this is definitely going to be a joy. So yes, for those checking on the premiere, the link is in the description below the video for the Cash App, for the PayPal, and that will take you straight to where you need to go to make that contribution. And again, the Ancient Astronomy course, only $99 until the end of November. I mean, family, definitely a very good offer. I don't think anyone should definitely, let that one pass by. Now, this evening, we want to definitely keep the scholarly level, and we are going to be speaking of the ancient Kemetic deity known as Bes. Bes is just simply B-E-S, Bes. And you know that we here in the realms of the mystic vibration, we always try to make a connection with anciency and what we have in the modern time. And that's why, you have certain characters that have a specific link with, let's say, Haile Selassie. There's certain ancient principles that have a link with, let's say, Marcus Garvey, King Emmanuel Charles Edwards, myself, yourself. Yeah, don't leave yourself out of the picture. There you go. So we always like to make that specific link. And when you hear about Bes, Bes may be one of those ancient neter, ancient characters from the spiritual world or from the cosmic world that you may not hear that much about. Of course, when it comes to chematology, you always hear of, for sure, Osiris and Horus and Amun-Ra and Isis and Hathor and all of that good stuff. But many ones may not have ever heard of Bes and other characters. Some say they have over 1,000, almost 1,500 Kemetic neter. That is what some say. It's deep, eh? But Bes now is said to be from the original stock of people. Bes is said to be from the people known as the Twa. And the Twa people are said to be the people from the interior of ancient Africa. In fact, they relate the Twa to the people in Rwanda. The Hutu and the Tutsi, they all really one people to some degree. Eh? Yes, you have different differences within certain boundaries of all peoples. We understand that, but they're still one people. So they're all from that stock of the Twa people, the Hutu and Twa people. They were referred to as, people refer to them as today pygmies. Who, me? Pygmy? These are the lion people. You understand, when you see Bes, sometimes you see Bes with the lion's tail. Yeah. You see Bes with the lion's mane. Yeah, they see Bes with his tongue sticking out. They say he snarling like a lion. Yeah. But all of a sudden, Bes is a pig. Pygmy. Me? You sure it's not you? But anyway, the pygmy people are the same Twa people, which are considered these original people from Central Africa. And they're considered to be very short people, little people, really. yet still fierce warriors, keeping an ancient culture really and staying away from certain levels of civilization in the sense of bad civilization, modernity really, infiltration of the so-called modern culture. So the same Twa people, and not even the people, but Bes specifically, is considered to be the god of childbirth as well. Bes is said to protect the pregnant woman and assist her in the bringing forth of the natal child into the world. So the whole thing about Bes is deep. And one of the outstanding characteristics of Bes is that you always see Bes with his tongue sticking out. I mean, if his tongue isn't sticking out, I don't think that's Bes. We don't care how he looks, you know. And I'm just kind of putting a little touch of humor there. You know, there may be statues with Bes without his tongue out. I don't know, but I know for sure that is one of the outstanding characteristics of Bes. And I must say it like that because there are many, 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 many depictions of Bes. Even in the Greek kingdom and the Mayan kingdom, you still find the expression of Bes in different forms, definitely. So it is said that the god Ptah, the ancient god Ptah, is of the same people, the Twa people. Ptah for sure is a Neter all to his own, as well as Bes, but yet both of them are considered to be of the people from the interior of Africa, the humble Ptah in all expression. So what I would like to even do is to give you a little idea as it relates to the Bes, because the Bes is an ancient character. You know, you see statues of the Bes even with the lamb or the ram. And we know the Bes statue is 7,000 years BC. What does BC mean? They say before Christ. So, and then when they show you the Christ, you know, well, I don't think that fella is a Christ. They show you Jesus with the lamb around his neck. It is coming from a more ancient vibration, which is 6,000 years older than the other stuff with Jesus and the sheep, you know. So it's just a clear sign that anyone can see, you know, that what is known as religion and this modern day religious conspiracy that is now upon us is something stolen and taken from an ancient science, an ancient understanding of esoteric knowledge. Again, as I said, you would see that even highlighted with Bes and the ram. It all symbolizes even the age, you know, the you know, the procession of the equinox, because remember, this is something that we are highly connected to, the whole astronomical link. Very good. What I wanted to do is to just read a few things for you as it relates to Bes, to give a good understanding, comprehension, pardon me, of what we're dealing with when we're talking about the deity Bes. So or the Neter, because deity may not be the right term, especially depending on who will be processing the information. So we're going to just take in something here from the Rosicrucian Egyptian Museum. Some information here on an article that they did, and this one is entitled "The Deities in Ancient Egypt," and they are highlighting, guess who? Bes. And it says here, Bes was a widely worshipped deity in ancient Egypt and was believed to be the deity of music, merriment, and childbirth. As such, Bes was thought to be a protector of children, and depictions of him were frequently seen in the bedrooms of ancient Egyptian households. his unruly beard, that's how they refer to it as. Now, if you see a best beard, it really looks like the depiction of maybe the waves of the sea. It's all over the place, basically. Yeah, it's all over the place. The real Congo bongo natty beard. That's how you see best depicted. So this unruly stuff, I don't know. But anyway, his unruly beard. Lion's mask, loud instruments, and wild dancing were all thought to drive away any evil spirits that attempted to infiltrate the house. Okay. Additionally, Bess was thought to be a protector of both couples and pregnant women, and was commonly worshipped by ancient Egyptian newlyweds. Now, again, just like you may stay away from the term deity, the strict amongst us will definitely not call anything Kemetic gods. So in the same way, you have to be careful with the words you utilize, like worship. For example, their connection with Bess and the other over 1,000 different principles, which people call gods, the Neter, may not be worship in the sense that we may have the term worship in our mind. It may be, yes, a certain level of reverence for sure, and veneration to that principle in whatever form, whether it's historically, esoterically, on a level of mythos, or even legendary. But understanding its principles, understanding the reality of it, again, whether it be historical, whether it be a legend that we are highlighting here, but yet still with that knowledge of truth, then we adapt the principle and deal with it in reverence. So it may be seen as worship to some other people because we are in a position of reverence. We are in a position of calmity, and we are humming. Eyes may be closed, palms may be open. We're reciting the name of the Neter. It's all a part of frequency building. It's all a part of connecting to the rest of yourself. Your rest of yourself is called nature. It's all a part being one with the rest of yourself, the universe and existence. So we comprehend that these different principles that we mask as deities, the Bess and the Ptah and the Heru, these principles, when you understand them, they obviously add to your life, add to your existence, make you a better you, make you a better version of yourself when you adapt their principles. Basically, that's really what it is. Good. So when the hyena tells the lion story, it's gonna say it all sorts of way, So all of a sudden now they're gonna tell us somebody's worshiping a god, when that was not the case at all. They were not worshiping, and it was not a god. It's just a different level of connecting to the universe. Africans do things a bit differently than Europeans. So when the Europeans came and they didn't take any counsel to what we were doing, and they felt they all of a sudden became the authority of what we were doing, they went and told the rest of the world that we were worshiping hippopotamuses and crocodiles and jackals. And that's not the case at all. Bess was consistently shown as a dwarf-like being with arms much too long for his body. His depiction of what the ancient Egyptians viewed as imperfect human is very unusual among artwork of deity. And that's an important point, really. Although imperfection or imperfect may not be necessarily what we want to add to Bess. As I said, clearly he represents the shorter people of creation, but yet still it's something like the Akhenaten, where ones are astonished at how Akhenaten appears, especially in comparison to the other Kemetic statues of the pharaohs or the Nesut Beti, where they appear, strapping and strong, and Akhenaten appears ordinary as such. Same thing with Bess. When you look at all the different Netaru, when you look at the pictures of them, they all actually look the same to some degree. Eh? The same shape and similar complexion and height, everything, they just look similar, only maybe their head. And in some cases, you need to look at their crown to see who is who. Because the sisters, you'd have to look and see who has the horns or who has the throne on her head to see if it's Het Heru or if it's Aset. You understand? So there's a similarity, and even the brothers, there's a similarity in how they appear. Osiris may have a different look, but he's always in the same position like Ptah and Khonsu. Khonsu looks just like Ptah, but Khonsu has a moon on his head. You know, it's very interesting, but Best just look totally different. Even those with the animal heads like Khnu and Anpu, Anubis, they still have that strapping look and firm as a well-cut man. But Best really looks different. He's short. He does have some lengthy arms, but at the same time, he is the Twa from Central Africa. Let us just take a quick look here at Ashmolean Museum, Oxford. Get some information here from Oxford as it relates to Best. And this is what they consider a 5-minute read by Kylie Jordan. And they're saying here, let me just follow this here. In ancient Egypt, there were about 1,400 gods. Now you hear that. According to them, 1,400 gods. Many of the so-called gods have not even been identified and discovered yet, you know. That's just the reality. There's more under the sun than what has been discovered above ground, really. So this ain't no worship of no anybody gonna be worshiping 1,400. Because if you notice, you know, in ancient Kemet, at specific intervals, you'd have specific netes or deities, what people call gods, on the front line. So you have the time where it's Asar, you have the time when it's Khnu, you have the time when it's Ra, you have the time when it's Sokar, you have prehistory that we don't even know about, where these different principles were highlighted. Not necessarily different gods were praised. Very important that we understand and comprehend this. Eh? But anyway, in ancient Egypt, there were about 1,400 gods and goddesses who were revered by the ancient inhabitants of the banks of the River Nile for almost 6,000 years and more. We recognize a few to this day: Amun-Ra, the solar god of creation; Horus or Heru, the falcon god of kingship; Hathor, which is Het Heru, the celestial goddess of motherhood, beauty, and joy; Osiris, which is Asar, the reanimated god of the underworld. Imagine that. Where the souls of the dead journeyed to be judged, the reanimated God. That's a serious level of poetry there. Many more of these gods and goddesses were found beyond the confines of any temple walls and among the rhythms of the daily lives of the everyday Egyptian. Perhaps none more so than the striking character of the god Bes. And you know, you do see Bes as well, taking care or nursing to some degree, protecting the young Heru from even the tyrant Set. That's a very serious thing as well when you understand. As I say, you always see Bes with his tongue sticking out. So Bes is depicted as a man of short stature, sometimes the result of a condition we prefer to as dwarfism today. This is what they say. And as having strong muscles, a large belly, and a very expressive face. It reminds you, this is me talking, it reminds you of the laughing Buddha, because many ones consider that the tongue sticking out for Bess is him laughing. Now the Buddha, yes, you got some skinny Buddhas, but you have some Buddhas with the big belly, sitting down, squatting, laughing. That's the laughing Buddha. That's to show you the Buddha is more than one person. It's a spirit. Very good. At one moment, smiling with his tongue sticking out, and in another, snarling and face up. Like many of the Egyptian gods, he embodies both human and animal qualities. He has a lion's tail and mane, as well as a cat-like nose and ears. That's a lion. Lion is a cat. Sometimes naked, sometimes clothed with a kilt or leonine skin and a crown of plume feathers. That's him again. You see him with the feathered hat, the plume feathers specifically, which is very symbolic of him as the feathered snake. You see him with the knife in his hand as well. As I said, Bess, you see him with the child Heru, and of course, always seen with his tongue sticking out. Very, very, very important as it relates to Bess. So his agency, again, he's obviously a Christ character. He could not be a Christ character and they be mocking him with the Jesus vibration even of today. So again, what we have here as it relates to the ancient character Bess, and to keep in mind even for those just coming in, this is history and this is a scholarly exchange that we're having here. You know, Bess represents a people. Bess represents the people that we refer to today as the Twa people. They're also connected to the Tutsi and the Hutu people of Rwanda, same people that came off of the famed genocide or attempted genocide in 1994. And of course, the same Bess is directly connected to the god Ptah. Bess is seen to be the protector of couples and newlyweds, and also the protector of pregnant women, and guides the natal child and the mother in the process of childbirth. So Bess is a very important character. And again, the tongue sticking out is very symbolic of life. You know, the tongue sticking out is symbolic of the breathing of the wind. You know, when you're breathing wind, right, nothing wrong with me. I was just breathing some wind. or blowing out some wind. And then so yeah. So that's why you see the pictures of the gods. Sometimes you see them in the cloud and you see their cheeks fill with the wind when they're blowing the clouds into existence. It's something like that. It really comes from Bess again. So that's why you get the term to breathe life into you. Or when a woman is pregnant, people say that she is breathing, or the animal is breathing, and them kind of vibration. Now that's a different breed, but that's still breathing. It's life. So that's why the breath now, when you breathe in and breathe out, that is why it is symbolic with life. That's why breathing is so important when it comes to meditation, when it comes to yoga and these different things. That's why breathing is very, very important. So the breath of life is what comes from Bess, because again, he protects the soul coming through to childbirth. And that is why his tongue also is always sticking out. So you would look now into the different cultures. You would look into the Aztec culture, the Mayan culture, the Inca culture, obviously different cultures, but obviously related to some degree. And you would see the character which may go under another name. with his tongue sticking out. And that is to show you that the best character is directly connected even to the Olmec people again, because the Incas, the Aztec, the Mayan for sure, are directly linked to the teachings of the people that we call the Olmec people, the Shai people. So you see the Shai Tekatli, you see the Kul Kukan, you see the Quetzalcoatl, you see different statues of these high-ranking so-called Indian or Amerindian people. You see their deities, you see them with their tongue sticking out, just like the best. You know, you see them with their tongue sticking out, to Shiba. And again, it's very symbolic of even the whole science of the feathered snake. So even the famed Mayan calendar, which some will argue is really the Olmec calendar, but yet still on this famed calendar, what you have, you see the symbol of the Olmec figure, you see the symbol of the best figure with his tongue sticking out. So you really take your time and check the ancient world. You would see that whole idea of the figure with the tongue sticking out is not a strange idea at all. You see it in many places. You see it in Greece. You see the figure with the tongue sticking out. You see the Gordon or Gorgon figure. You see the Medusa figure with the tongue sticking out as well. And that, of course, is coming out of Greek mythology. You get that in Greek mythology. And as I would have just mentioned, you also see the same coming out of the Amerindian civilization, even in Central, South, and even North America. So it's an ancient concept. You see Michael Jordan playing basketball with his tongue sticking out, making three-pointers, dunking dunks, and blocking shots, and winning rings and MVPs. Who knows what spirit he's connected to with, again, his tongue sticking out. So you see, family, this is why, again, it is important. You cannot take away Afrocentricity, African history and heritage from the young minds. Again, this is why Marcus Garvey clearly shows us a people without knowledge of self is like a tree without root. That's really what it is. And that is to show you now, again, what a tree without root is a lamppost just there standing up. Maybe you need to mix some concrete so that you can support it in the ground. The roots support the tree. The roots keep the tree strong in the ground. The wind cannot easily blow down the tree because of its roots. And what the roots also do, the roots take the nutrients from the ground, from the earth, from the rich soil, and sucks up the nutrients and gives life to the tree. Brings, water up the veins of the tree. The tree has veins, the roots and the veins, and the leaves have mid-rib and veins as well, almost like the human goody. In many cases, the tree is very symbolic of the whole artery and veins that we have in our system. Some trees look like the lungs. Read the scripture. There was a blind man, and the Christ was coming through, and he said, "Oh, son of David, if you could just help me to see." And I think the son of David did something and rubbed some spittle on his eyes. And then he started to see, but things were blurry, and Christ asked him, "What do you see?" And he said, I think I see trees. That's what he said. He think he sees trees. So he didn't really pick up what he saw yet, but he thought it was trees. And then Christ said, "Okay, let me give you another dose of the medicine." And he rubbed his eyes again. And then he said, look now, what do you see? And he said, I see men, human beings moving around. So when his eyes was blurred, he thought he saw trees. But then when his vision became clear, he saw men, people, you know. So it's just the symbolism within the scripture, you know. It's a nice story, but let's look deeper than that. Let's read between the lines. Again, there's a connection with man and trees. A people without knowledge of themselves is like a tree without a root. And many of our people are trees without roots. That's why we call the locks roots. Now, yes, the locks is symbolic of the roots, but enough people have locks that ain't got no roots, eh? So let's not lose it there at all. So that is why it is necessary. That is why we created the Preserve the Generations to Come document campaign. So at least we could begin the step to take in the young minds as soon as they're out of the womb and start to enrich them with knowledge of self. With the Afrocentricity, it has been really designed for the African mind, really, you know. We've been given a system, an education system that has been designed for other individuals. It may work for them, but it surely doesn't work around here. So when we have an education system that teaches the young African mind French, nothing wrong. It's good that you know French, Spanish, nothing wrong. You should be multilingual. English A, and then they still come back and tell you got to take English B. Then they're teaching you Mandarin, that's a Chinese language, nothing wrong. It'll be good that you could speak all these languages, Chinese, French, Spanish, English A, and English B. That sounds good. Which African language you speak? No, that's bad, man. It ain't good at all. That's not good at all. You see what I'm saying? So that's a crippling system. A people without knowledge of self is like a tree without roots. Yeah, so just want to make sure that the family comprehends the importance of us investing even in our young ones, investing even in the young minds. I'm just encouraging everyone, once again, family, remember that you can still take advantage of the offer that is available, where you can specifically get the Ancient Astronomy Course for only $99. $99, I thought that was about 200 and something. You are correct. You understand? It is really for only $275. Only $275 for the Ancient Astronomy Course. I'm talking about the most compact, comprehensive, well-designed graphic course, information, academical course, I think that there is out there, not only on ancient astronomy, but on astronomy in general. I can vouch for that. I can tell you that for sure. So it's only $275. It's more than worth it. But we are giving you an extension of the special offer that we had on Patreon's Day, where we gave it away basically for only $99. So for only $99, family, you can get, and let me add, certified Ancient Astronomy Course. So obviously only one certificate, but your whole family can partake. Your whole family can learn of the ancient astronomical craft that we would have definitely brought into the form of a course. So I would encourage you, family, take the opportunity and enroll yourself in the Ancient Astronomy Course. And one more time, keep in mind that the door is still open for those who desire to make the contribution for the webathon that we had. I know many ones would have missed even the whole of Patreon's Day. And I must say it is touching that ones are very apologetic that they were not a part of the webathon. But as I said, you are still in a position to make the contribution. So for those who, as we're asking, if they could still contribute to the webathon for sure. That essay competition, as I said, is for African History Month, and the promotion and the marketing and everything that has to deal with such is definitely, the campaign has already begun, so it is not too late. Those who will be watching the premiere, the links are in the description below for your CashApp and for your PayPal link. Very good, and I'm very thankful, and I must say I really do appreciate those who would have stepped up, especially after we called out. I'm telling you from my heart, I'm very appreciative of those who would have stepped up and say, yeah, man, we need to contribute to this essay competition. You've been doing this for 11 years. It has always been successful. We ain't doing it. We could at least put something in, 500, 100, 1,000, 5,000. Yeah, it's a $57,000 project to cover the globe, eh? Give thanks to those who would have definitely contributed and those who will be contributing. I'm telling you, we really appreciate that. Family, give thanks for the life giver and the keeper of life in all good doings, and saying, the Black Christ in flesh reigns supreme. Selassie, Jah, Rastafari.
Do you want an accurate natal chart reading to know the true position of the sun, the moon, and each planet at the moment that you were being born? We at the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge will create a precise natal chart for you and your loved ones, coupled with snapshot pictures of each planet, the sun, the moon, plus the constellations related to them. In addition to this, we will be giving you a detailed report of the alignment of planets to the constellations and its full meaning, not from an astrological perspective, but from an ancient astronomical perspective. You will have this report for the rest of your life and can share it with your friends and your family. To order your accurate natal chart today, visit our website, priestisaacinstitute.com, or email us, priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com. Blessed.
The Tiger's Nest is a Radio Anu International exclusive program brought to you by the Honorable Priest Isaac. The Tiger's Nest is aired live every Monday through Thursday at 7 p.m. local standard time. Become a subscriber through our website by visiting www.priestisaacinstitute.com and choose between our subscription plans. Or you can subscribe by using the details provided in the link below.